but
Yeah.
you're live, it says.
All right.
Okay, so
So this you have
just go up to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Oh, looky here. It says we're live, but I'll bet you we're not.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Now I lost the video.
Okay, let's just call it for today and close all. No, cancel. Yeah, just close that down. We'll have to get this figured out.
Hold on.
Okay, next.
Okay, so we have that.
There we go. We got sound now.
And we have audio.
Yay! Good job, Jack.
I had this all set up and working fine, and I don't know what happened, but the problem we were having last week.
Good turn that one of them down. We're hearing ourselves. That's really annoying.
Well, just why we got that going on. Here, let's do this. Oh wait, wrong place. I'm so confused. There, that should do it.
All
Did
right.
that do it?
I think so. We good?
I don't know. I gotta check to see if you can hear it over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Well, the whole reason why that all happened is we're using the new computer this time.
Yes, we have. You may notice we have a better picture and hopefully better sound overall on your end because we are using the new computer this time. The whole problem it turned out we were having before, other than my inability to comprehend. I'm a boomer. Hey, boomers and technology. You know how that goes.
Well, you've always been pretty top end on the technology stuff.
I've actually been using computers in one way or another since 1975. I got training on the FADAC Field Artillery Digital Automatic Computer in 1975. My first exposure to computers. So anyway, no excuses, but it was just me not getting it. The problem turned out to be we were using the wrong browser. I have been using Brave. Excuse me, I've been using Brave. Someone recommended it to me. And I didn't even think about it. So I was trying to make this work on Brave, and it just wouldn't work. And then somehow or other, I wound up loading up Firefox, and it worked when I was testing.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, there's the key. Boom. But we have other YouTube channels, and I was logged in on another one. And so this morning when I came here, I set the whole thing up. It was perfect. Check it, boom. And I noticed it was on the wrong channel. I had to break it all down, start over again. Got flipped over, turned around, I thought 2 hours was plenty of time to set this up.
That's why they hire people to get all this stuff done ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, so shall we officially start?
Yes.
Shall we officially start? Let's officially start. Aloha, good afternoon and welcome. And if you're on the East Coast, it might be aloha, ahi, good evening. Those of you over there closer to the prime meridian on the other side of the Atlantic, it's aloha po. But for us here, it's aloha ahi. We're just starting the afternoon. It's pouring down rain.
Torrential.
And tourist season is over.
Yay!
Tourist season is over.
All
I
the
saw that.
Rangers are leaving town.
I saw the harbor worker removing the temporary signs that tell you when to avoid the driving dock and the loading dock. When the cruise ships are going to be loading and also they have these signs all around so that you're permanent.
When to stay away.
When to avoid the
Been a busy week.
We had a good week. We had an excellent week for a number of reasons. One thing I'm probably, I mentioned that we have other YouTube channels. Laura has a channel that she was doing, the Pet Reporter, Laura Wong Rose on YouTube.
Way back
Pet
when we
Reporter,
were
way
starting.
back, we were first experimenting with YouTube. And I have one that's Chef Rose, and I should go in there and block everything before I tell people the name of the channel. The name of the channel is Chef Rose. So. And I used it for experimenting, and there's some stuff in there that is of little or no interest to anyone but me. So, but we're going to start using that for other things because um, I'm feeling really great, and I've been on this journey, this health journey since well for since 2015 when Tom and Gary and I did the Inside Passage in Willywaw.
And had a great time.
Had a great time, and we got down to Port Townsend, and I wound up taking a helicopter ride to Bellingham to spend a few days in the hospital. So, but the result of that and the subsequent years and my journey along those years that arrived at this place, I want to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about that elsewhere because it's less than Lealea. It really is. Lealea means crazy to happy to the extent of being insane, insanely happy, happy for no reason.
And gay and the stuff that you have to chat about.
And that story is not Lealea. It's just not Lealea. But it is of interest to anybody who's getting older. And I never saw anybody do that before. There was no guide for me, so I think there should be a guide for other people. I want to do that. But it won't be on Lealea, and we're not even going to talk about it anymore today. We are going to start uploading content. Actually, already have started uploading content to Rumble and also to Locals. And we're going to resume uploading content on Patreon and charging for it. We haven't charged in over a year, maybe 2 years since we've actually charged our patrons for anything. But we're going to start doing that again because we're going to start working at it. I'm going to start working at it because
we have space.
I've been doing that other thing that I just mentioned that I'm not going to talk about here on Lealea. So I'm getting back to work is what I'm saying. Back to work doing videos.
Well, you had to take a bit of a break because of your eyes.
Well, my
computer gear.
It was one dang thing after another,
Just all the medical stuff going on that you just have to deal with.
But we've dealt with that now, and I'll explain all that later elsewhere. But right now, we're going to start doing that again because I am able to do that again. Laura's got her thing going down at the clinic, the veterinary clinic. That's really exciting. I'd like to know about that. We'll happily show you that on Lealea because it's totally Lealea. Oh, really? But locals, Rumble, we have a locals community. We're going to start uploading to Rumble. We have a Rumble channel, and we also have, of course, Patreon that's been established for quite a while.
Yeah.
And we're going to start making more use of that. We have the ability, they tell me, the technology right here in front of me, to live stream simultaneously on Locals
and
Locals, Rumble, YouTube, and Patreon. And I've noticed some other YouTubers that are doing extended live streams and extended videos for paying subscribers.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing things for the people who slide us a little something extra, just like your congressman. But we're still going to put most of our content on YouTube, and the people on YouTube won't be missing any of the essentials. I don't think. Like, all the important stuff is going to be on YouTube, freely available.
Spreading too thin and being on too many platforms, but
no, the other stuff is going to be mostly duplicated.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't like YouTube, we find, and they're moving to Rumble.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more Wild West over there. You get a lot more people have a lot more freedom. So you're going to see things you won't see on YouTube, but on our channel, we're going to keep it clean.
Yeah, we don't.
Won't be anything controversial and
crazy.
Nothing that the opposition party wouldn't put us in jail for. Or would put us in jail for. Nothing that will offend. Well, somebody's going to be offended. People are going to be offended by my mustache.
Anyway,
By the way, I started using a new mustache wax.
yes, it smells marvelous.
Bay rum scent. Um, moving along. We sold farm
Yes, we did. Amazing. It was only on the market for
10 days,
10
listed for
days.
10 days. I should have
Got,
set the price up.
yeah, well, don't get greedy is always my motto. Our
Don't get
motto.
greedy.
Always has been our motto. Don't get
But
greedy.
I love that. I think that was a win-win for everybody.
Everyone.
We got almost what we wanted. Rosemary got, I'm sure she got what she wanted.
She wanted,
That was a pretty nice slice for less than one's worth.
and our neighbor is
Our neighbor's going to get his South 40 back after it's been sold a couple of times to outsiders.
Yeah, so it's staying in the family.
Back to the original
for
family.
mom, it's not going into any outsiders or you know, outside buyers. So I'm really excited about that and happy for them. So we've got that taken care of. We'll kind of step back our stuff a little bit and
Well, I'm thinking that on Patreon, on locals and Patreon, we'll talk more about other non-sailing stuff, or maybe we'll take it a little bit farther in more detail. Lealea and Rumble is going to get the stuff that we want the public to know about, that we think is essential information, and maybe a little bit of entertainment, because let me entertain you. Let me make you smile.
you always make me proud. Anyway, speaking of smiling, all sorts of fun stuff going on in town with local elections, which have been
Shake up.
I
guess elections everywhere are getting that, but the old guard got voted out of the assembly.
Well, you can't quite say that because there was some new guard that got.
Some new people got, well, yeah. And so the anyway, there's a turnover in the borough assembly. Folks didn't like the way they handled the pandemic, I suppose. Whatever, for whatever reason, those
half
guys.
the town thinks it's marvelous, and the other half of the town wants to move and think we're all doomed. So that's the way it goes.
Well, I don't think that someone should make a lifetime career out of
being
running
politics,
local politics, period. And that was.
What was it? If politics are all you care about in your whole life?
If politics are your passion.
Yeah.
What was that?
If it's your passion and all you care about, then I don't want you there.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to keep an eye on it, but if it doesn't directly affect us here right now, I'm
not too concerned. And that's why we're here right now.
There's certainly no point in losing sleep over it.
Yeah.
But we did have an upset election. Local politics is fun. It's mostly gossip and stuff, and who dated who in high school. But I still think that if for someone to spend 10 years in government, it's time to move on and get some fresh ideas in there. And people have said, Laura wanted me to run, but heck, I'm 73 years old. I'm way too old for that stuff. Nobody, this is something that should be handled, especially at the local level, by people in their 30s and maybe 40s. But people who are approaching retirement, or absolutely people who are retired, should have no business doing this in government, running the government. In my opinion, that's my. And we already said too much about that, so we're moving along with the local news.
And hello, Frank from Houston. Thanks for joining us.
Houston, how's the weather down there?
Yeah, beautiful rainy Sunday. Got a cup of coffee in hand.
It's pouring down rain. It's raining in 50 something, or right around 50 degrees.
Yeah, I think we might have a little bit more clear weather, and I'm thinking that winter will be full on set in.
So further on in this week's Petersburg pilot, the politics are on the front page, but there's also we have a child care crisis. There was a community meeting about the child care crisis. 100 years ago, the news from 100 years ago today, there was a dedication of the Petersburg Igloo Pioneers of Alaska at the big housewarming held in the new hall, filled with dancers the entire evening, and a delicious luncheon, lunch 1922 now.
For 200 people were served.
200 people gathered to listen to Mrs. C.D. Austin entertaining with several numbers on her violin. This was the first opportunity the local people had to hear for her perform, And she recalled again and again, encore, encore. So that's the kind of stuff they were doing 100 years ago. 50 years ago was 1947. It really doesn't seem like it was that long ago. It was before I was born, but it was after World War II. Changes downtown. Mrs. Norma Tenjfjord has purchased the sweet shop from her mother.
Aww.
And assumed possession of the business, the sweet shop on Main Street. Petersburg High School she graduated from Petersburg High School and she knows everybody in town, so she's good. 1972, that's not news. That's not history. That's old news, man. Anyway, 25 years ago was 1997.
1997, the
Ladies and gentlemen,
third annual Humpy 500 go-kart race, which they don't do anymore.
Well, they'll resume that. They stopped.
I hope so.
And that's kind of like a pine wood derby with oil drums. That's what that is. Okay. We have a child care crisis in town, and they're arguing whether the government should step up and
pay for everything,
or whether they should let the private enterprise do it. The argument is that the private enterprise failed, but that was because the government prohibited them from letting kids in.
Government shut them down, and then everybody's upset
because of COVID. Yeah. Oh, no child care. Oh well. Did we just get back into politics?
We did.
Okay, we're moving on. To the editor, it was thank yous from people who are retiring and leaving, and who got.
So we say we have some feedback. So one of the things, we're on a new computer, and we're still just kind of getting this stuff situated. We are talking about upgrading and getting some mics here, and we're probably going to do that for the next live stream. We'll look at getting that stuff. Echoing.
You have a problem with the sound?
So I wonder if is that too close?
No, that's off.
Okay.
It's not coming from there.
Okay.
Let me take a look. Let me take a look here.
See if we got echo feedback.
Oh, that's crappy.
Oh, really? Sorry, guys.
That's really bad. Okay, we'll have to fix that, but I'm not going to end the stream.
That's a bummer. All right. Well, thanks.
We will have to fix that, but I'm not going to end the stream to do it.
Well,
we apologize.
We'll just have to call it a little short today. We'll work on that. Getting the computer, so we're just getting some bugs.
I don't know. The drop-down menu changed on me today when I was setting up the sound.
But still, clipping and echoing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should call this short because nobody wants to listen to crappy sound.
Nobody wants to listen to crappy sound?
Anyway.
Okay, does nobody want to listen to crappy sound? Let's take a vote. Raise your hands.
I know how little I enjoy it on
stream. I don't like it either.
You're catching every third word. So I think let's just whip through the rest of the paper. Do it.
You whip through real quick.
And we'll hang tight for just a couple more minutes. Still understand.
My jokes are still coming through. We're good. Okay. We have a housing shortage in Petersburg, so they've appointed a new housing task force.
And their very first recommendation
was
raise taxes
on
B&Bs. That will discourage them from becoming B&Bs, and we'll have more housing in town.
Raise the property taxes. Raise the property taxes on temporary housing. That makes sense. Well, for people who are turning their homes into B&Bs, they raise taxes on them.
To discourage.
So there won't be any B&Bs in town. How is that going to help?
I don't understand.
Good thing I'm not on the task force. And maybe that's why people my age shouldn't be in government. I don't know.
By the time you get to that age, you're like, don't get off my lawn and explain it to me.
Okay. Court report. In this week's court report, there's I'll let Laura handle this one because it involves a dog and a chicken.
Oh, sad. Yeah. Somebody got in trouble. One of their dogs killed a chicken. Now they're considered a dangerous animal, and their owners are being required to muzzle it every time it goes outside the home. And how much did they get fined for that?
$150.
And then the $20.
The police training surcharge was $20.
Surcharge of $20. It was
And
she
I wonder what $20 worth of police training involving
chicken.
chickens and
Yeah. It was like,
all right. Well, that's a good segue from police training into the police report.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the police report, dominated by calls to the police department about phone scams, a lot of phishing going on. And I don't mean commercial fishing as in Petersburg Harbor's fishing. I mean fishing, PH.
The stuff you love and love to eat.
Yeah, the phone calls you get. Can you tell me your social security number? We need to check your bank account. That kind of stuff. So we had a bunch of that. Police department received a report that minors were throwing fireworks at vehicles
Oh,
and down sewers on North Nordic Drive. Can you imagine?
I
Teenagers were lighting off bottle rockets and setting them out at cars on North Nordic Drive. I'm outraged. Kids these days, I'm telling you,
these days.
never did anything like that when I was.
Did you ever get caught?
Can't even think about it with a straight face.
You never got caught, did you?
No, we never got caught.
Beat the heck out of you.
I would never got caught.
You would never have done that.
Bears? No. I would never have done anything like
Bears and wolves. We have had
bears and wolves.
a bunch of wolf sightings. I hear there was a dog on Prince of Wales
That was attacked and killed.
attacked and killed right in front of his owner by a wolf. That's kind of frightening stuff. Also have reports in Wasilla, which is near Anchorage, that has been some wolverine spotted there, which I never knew was a thing. And did you know we have them here too?
We have wolverines on Mitkoff Island. I didn't know until recently.
Yeah.
But I knew that.
So, and then beavers. There's a thing about the beavers.
There's a thing about the beaver damage here in the paper. Didn't know we had beavers, but and apparently it's fairly new. But of course, wildlife can cross over from the mainland.
Yeah, they swim.
So on the east side of the island, the Narrows, Wrangell Narrows is on the left side or the west side of the island, and on the other side of the island is a strait. It's called Dry Strait. It's not completely dry, but moose and bears and things like that can swim across.
Yep.
And it's navigable part of the time, maybe at high tide. It's not always navigable, but animals can swim across.
And deer swim regularly, bears swim regularly.
Yeah.
I don't know if wolves are in the habit of swimming regularly, but they certainly can. We have
What does the fishing fleet harvest?
Yeah. The local fishing fleet is very active here.
The local fishing fleet harvests everything. Everything. Well, there's of course all the different species of salmon, halibut, lingcod,
black cod,
shrimp, herring,
herring roe,
all that stuff.
All
this stuff. Gooey ducks, crab, all the very different
crabs,
species of crabs. The fleet here, they go up to some of them go up to Bristol Bay. A lot of them fish locally. Pacific Queen is out here on Frederick Sound. I shot a video of her fishing for shrimping out there. This place is alive. I mean, so alive you wouldn't believe it. And the fishing fleet, the various boats. Some of them concentrate on one type of fishing, but Mickey, for example, he'll take his gill net rig off and set it up for crabbing.
And go out crabbing, and
or
go out shrimping. And I mean, they're just these boats are constantly coming in and switching gear out and going back out again. So they're constantly.
Some of them are going all year round, and they'll go out for gooey ducks in the winter too. So, and of course crab. So everything. The one above that, the older you get, the more your critical thinking skills increase.
Yeah, well, you only know what you know, and you don't learn it until you get a little older and have seen.
There's other things that improve
again.
There are other things that improve your critical thinking skills, in my opinion. For travel. When I was 17, my dad couldn't afford to send me to college, and because it was 1966, and there was a hot draft going on, uh, no one would hire you unless you had either an exemption from the draft or had already served. You just couldn't get a job because if you got a job at 17 or 18 years old, right about the time you got trained into the job, you got drafted out, and you had to be replaced. So they wouldn't bother hiring you if you were of that age. And so what happened was I didn't attempt to go to college until after I'd already done 4 years in the Army. Critical thinking skills put me a 20-year-old among a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-olds.
You got in there, you looked around and went.
I mean, the instructors were, some of the instructors were only a couple of years older than me and had never been out of school.
And didn't know how to think.
And some of them were 20 years older than me and had never been out of school. Yeah. So it was a little weird, and it caused me to just, well, anyway, I didn't get very far in college. Went back to the Army instead. And that's another story that should not be told here. Back to the police report. Phone scams, dogs barking.
Bears and wolves.
And a citizen turned in a fishing pole found on South Street to the police because I don't know who it belongs to, but it doesn't belong to me, so
we better turn it in.
We'll turn it in.
Yeah.
And that's the way we roll here in Petersburg, Alaska. Little Norway. Here's an important item. The Assembly is proposing dialogue with Wrangell. Wrangell is 40 miles to the south on Wrangell Island about an extension of the ferry service, which is, and a very important thing here, because the only way you get from place to place here in Southeast Alaska or in the state in general is you either.
Wow, look at all these increases in budgets.
Yeah, you either take a boat or you fly. Yeah, the increases in budget, some of it's due to inflation and fuel costs. Because to get something up here, you got to burn energy somehow.
Wow, there's some pretty substantial increases in here.
Yeah, there are also a whole lot. Excuse me. On the same page, there's a whole bunch of fundraisers.
Yeah.
Did you more coffee? Yeah, I would. You want to refill? Okay. Okay, I'll talk about the fundraisers meanwhile.
I'll be right back.
We're always raising funds. Gotta watch out for that too, don't I? There's a HIP fundraiser coming up at the Sons of Norway Hall. Lizzie Thompson, who I just met over at the pilot office, this Saturday evening. Lizzie Thompson is the writer who wrote the article. This Saturday evening, Humanity in Progress HIP is holding up an Empty Bowls fundraiser. There's a reimbursement grant available to anybody, $1,200 a year for anybody traveling outside the community for cancer care here in Alaska. Because it's so hard to get around, if I need to see my doctor, I have to fly up to where my specialist, my primary care physician is here in Alaska, which is something else I have circled to talk about coming up right here in Petersburg. So I don't have to travel to see my primary care physician. But if I need something like my cataract surgery or I have to go for an audiology review, I have to fly to Anchorage or at least Juneau. And that's flying up. There's one flight a day going north, one flight going south. You can't catch them both. So,
well, actually, there's the Alaska Seaplanes.
And there's that Alaska Seaplane. But anyway, it's like you have to fly out one day and fly back the next day or the day after that. So it always involves to see the doctor. You don't just drive over to the hospital. You get on an airplane, fly to Anchorage, stay in a hotel, then see the doctor, then spend another night in a hotel, and then fly back.
That's okay. You have to plan carefully.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, but there's a constant need for money to do all this.
Hey, Coffee Dog. Hello.
Coffee Dog, good to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
And we were talking about a couple of things. Yeah. You're late. Catch you up. We'll start over again. We were talking about the beavers, and there's some photographs in the paper here. I don't know if they're on their website, petersburgpilot.com. But beavers have been working here on Mitkoff Island. There's some pictures of trees that are chewed up. Another item on this page is Dr. Mark Tusillo, my doctor, my primary care physician here in Petersburg.
Yeah.
Nice guy. I really like him. We have a lot in common. We're both veterans. We're both Army veterans. And he's just like a cool nuts and bolts kind of guy. Doesn't know the first thing about nutrition. Man, when it comes to bones and joints and nerves and muscles, things like that, he's on it. He's a sports medicine specialist, and he was just the guy I needed when we got here.
Yeah.
But he's retiring, so I wonder who my new doctor is going to be. There's, for those of you who may be interested, and I'm going to put another link in the description. All the reasons why no one should ever want to live in Alaska.
Yep.
Video that I found yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a link to that in the description in post production here, because you need to watch that, because there's also an annual land trust sale happening here in Alaska. The Alaska Mental Health Trust.org / fall land sale. Multi-use parcels now available, and it's between September 14th. You have until November 14th to bid on them, I suppose. I'm going to look into that because you might be interested.
Yeah.
Big news.
Late sold our property. I know we were talking about last.
Yeah, we sold the farm.
Sold it.
Sold the farm after 20 years.
Kind of a big dream to let go, but
no, we canceled that. Canceled the 5-year plan number 2. And coming to with
5 years.
Not plan B. We're not doing plan B again. We're doing plan C.
So let's see. Sailing on S.C. Glorious. Is there a ferry across to the mainland from Petersburg?
No. Not exactly. No, there's nothing across from Petersburg on the mainland. There's nothing there. So I guess Ketchikan. So the ferry that comes from here to from Ketchikan, that ferry would go to the mainland, or the ferry that goes up to Juneau is on the mainland.
And then it goes to Prince Rupert, and then Bellingham is where the ferry starts off. You can catch it there. What's that? 72-hour, I think, ferry ride from Bellingham. Most of the cool stuff is, of course, they go through at night.
Yeah. But it's up the inside passage.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool ride. Very pricey though if you're trying to bring your vehicle.
Thousands, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2,000 to 3,000 to come up from Lealea. We're looking at possibly bringing a second vehicle over from Lealea. Maybe you're looking at a chunk of change to get a new vehicle over here.
High school sports is back in Petersburg. Petersburg High School swim competed in a home meet in their swimming pool, which presumably they have repaired. Last I heard it was broken.
Yeah.
Petersburg women's cross country team is in the news. They place second in the region, and the men's cross country team took third. Petersburg Elks Lodge is happy to announce dinner 6 nights a week. Look at this.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
10 years we've been here. There's never been a place you can go out at night to eat a dinner. No restaurant open at night.
Yeah, we have to join the Elks thing.
I don't want to join the Elks. Was it W.C. Fields that said that? Why would I want to join any club that would accept me as a member? Wrangell. Wrangell was left off the Wrangell, a little town about the same size as Petersburg, slightly smaller. Left off the list for federal pandemic assistance funds. They're 40 miles to the south on Wrangell Island. We go there for their shipyard. It's a great, tremendous, pretty beautiful, big facility. But they've been left off the list for federal pandemic assistance funds. I wonder why.
You dropped the ball on that.
I don't know.
No.
Also in Wrangell, Public Works has urged the Wrangell residents and restaurants to dispose of grease properly.
73% of its restaurants were non-compliant with its grease trap ordinance.
Well, I'm sure there are
There's only a
consequences.
small handful of restaurants in town, so that means like,
Well, Wrangell has a hotel, so, and they have a
Yeah.
hotel restaurant.
yeah, but
Sitka, you know, Jonathan Christ Tompkins is leading. He has been the representative at the Alaska State House ever since
we
we've
got
been
here,
here.
about 10 years, and he's not that old, really, so.
Well, he's probably going on 40 now. He was a young guy when he first got here, but he's
Well,
probably
he started out in politics very young, right
very
out of
his
school.
20s. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
right out of school, started in politics. and
nice kid,
always
Democrat,
went
unfortunately, but you know, oh,
on. Watch it, Jeff.
nice guy though. I mean, I like him. I voted for him every time because he knew what's the score for this area.
Yeah,
You know, and he said, "Here's the deal. I vote fish." And that's how you get elected here in Southeast
and
Alaska.
coffee dog, yes. Coffee dog. So we are having sound issues that kind of from the start of the live stream this morning. We have a new computer and we had a bit of a hiccup with the sound and microphone. We will be working on that through the week and hopefully have some better sound for you next week. Thanks for hanging tight.
Yeah, we're going to stop trying to do this Mickey Mouse. I'm going to go ahead and get lavalier motorcycles, lavalier microphones, so that we have decent sound and video. Okay, I may have to improve the video as well. Right now, I notice we're having problems with the lighting. That's because we're right in front of a window.
Yeah, it's kind of
Directly across from Keto's Cave here on Chieftown Law Street, getting corner from Mindy's Salty Pantry, which is closed right now
yeah.
because it's Sunday. Fairly closed on Sunday in Petersburg. Oh, big news dockside. This is the dockside page of the newspaper. Big news. I don't know. Anybody could be offended by that photograph? Probably can't even tell what it is. Okay. Good. Moose harvest numbers. 77 total moose harvest. And illegal,
I think there was 4.
only 7.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Only 7. 4 on Kupranoff and 3 at the Stickeen River.
That's quite a bit lower than
I
previous.
only one moose on Mitkoff Island. Only one.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's probably because the wolves got them all, chased them all away.
Yeah. Board of Directors of the Southern Southeast Regional Aquaculture Association, Inc. seeks nominations for the following 3-year seat: Sane seat, Gilnet seat, and Power Troll seat. So, birthdays, invitations to bid, planning commission, what else? Senior meals. Senior citizens, I think you're over 60. And everyone aged 60 and older and spouses are eligible for senior meals. So the menu is subject to change without notice. No meals will be served at Mountain View Manor for the time being. So they're all delivery.
Yeah.
And so the deal is if you're over 60, they'll deliver you a meal, 1 meal per day, and 5 days a week in the evening. So, and then the menu here: chicken sandwich, potato salad, and cottage cheese and jello with oranges on Monday, barbecue pork ribs, baked yogurt with peaches, and dinner roll on Tuesday, etc., etc., etc. It's kind of like, the usual cafeteria stuff, but the cafeteria
Hey,
itself is
look,
closed.
Alaska Marine Highway is hiring.
Hey, the Alaska Marine Highway is hiring, which I think we have mentioned on every single live stream we've done from the beginning. Yeah. So
Lots of jobs here.
yeah, job
Going on everywhere.
fall season seafood processors are going to have to bump up their game because they're only offering $15.85 an hour, but that includes room and board. I think I'm pretty sure it does.
We had this conversation last week. I gotta check on that. I'm not sure if that's.
We'll check on it. I know they do have dormitories and mess halls.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there's a fee for that. There's property for sale. There's actually an apartment for rent. How strange. Daily round trip air service between Petersburg, Wrangell, and Juneau. Someone was asking about that. Alaska seaplane service. Not all their planes are float planes, however. They do have beaver float planes, but they also have regular land single, in fact, I'm looking at a picture of a single engine land, which if I had a high performance endorsement and a current medical, if I knew now, I could figure it out. Petersburg Medical Center is hiring. Um, all kinds of jobs. The list is too long to read. Petersburg Borough is hiring. Also a long list. Mountain View Manor is always hiring. Mountain View Manor is the pioneer home, the old folks home, the assisted living. We don't call them old folks homes anymore. I mean, I'm an old folk. I'm not offended by that. I don't mind calling it that at all. Unequivocally, indubitably.
Something like that.
Yes, no doubt about it. I'm an old guy. So, smartest advertising choices available is that classified ad in the Petersburg Pilot, if indeed you want to do business in Petersburg. Oh, that Kodiak Fisheries debate, Gara and Walker, who Walker was a previous governor.
Dunleavy didn't show up.
And Governor Dunleavy didn't even show up. I wonder why.
Said he was doing something else. But.
And that's the local news here. Is there anything else that we want to actually review? This week, I'm going to concentrate. Well, I've tried to change my schedule so that I have 3 days a week specifically to work on videos and the internet.
Yeah.
And 3 days a week specifically to work on the boat. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the internet, and YouTube projects, and writing and all that other stuff. And Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Tuesday, I do my grocery shopping.
Old folks day.
Because it's old folks day. Well, I guess it's old folks day. If you're over 65, you can get a card from the borough that
for $100.
For $100. And it's a tax exemption. It used to be free. All you had to do was go and show your ID and prove that you live here. And,
now they make you pay.
But now they make you pay $100 because $100 anyway. So that gets you out of the 6% local sales tax. Now, I don't really mind the 6% local sales tax because, I mean, all that money stays right here in Petersburg, right here in the borough. And it's a real nice town, and you can tell they spend money here because it's clean, it's neat, it's peaceful, and most everything works. So, so I don't mind the 6% local taxes, and there are no state taxes. There are no Alaska state taxes levied against the citizens of the state directly. There are taxes that you pay that are on businesses and stuff like that, but there's no state property tax to pay. There's no state income tax or sales tax or any of that to pay. Just the local sales tax and the local property tax. So I don't mind the local taxes, but anyway, a long way to say, on Tuesdays, if you have one of those cards, you also get a 10% discount at most of the stores in town. So I always do my grocery shopping. I always hit the hardware store on Tuesdays because that's when 10% off and no sales tax anytime I buy something, anytime, anywhere in town.
Yeah.
But additional 10% discount to local merchants on Tuesdays. So it's Old Folks Day.
Yeah.
So Tuesdays is shopping.
Everybody's out shopping.
Everybody's out shopping. So I do my grocery shopping on Tuesdays. And then Thursdays is always fill the water tank and clean and fill the cook stove. Okay. And Saturdays, but of course, those things don't take a whole day. So there's a lot of other things going on. And then Monday, tomorrow, we're house sitting again, moving into Mary Lee's house out there it's on the northeast shoreline of Mid-Coff Island.
We get to watch the whales over the winter.
We've been there before. We've shown you the deer and the eagles and the whales that we can video record while standing in the living room of Mary Lee's house or washing the dishes, looking out the window over the sink. So we're going to be there for what?
Till December 17th. So that'll give you time to get stuff off the boat, shift it over here, or start doing something.
Yeah, so it's going to be like it's
okay.
It's going to be just like going to work. Sleeping over there at the house, and then just every morning getting up, coming into town.
Yeah. SB Glorious is asking if anyone has Starlink here in
Not that I'm aware of here in Petersburg. However, Chad and Carolyn Carvey, who have made their home port here in Petersburg, took off on a 5-year circumnavigation at the beginning of the summer, and I'm taking care of their mail and their store and stuff. They sent me an update. They have Starlink on their boat.
Oh.
Yeah. This is a strange thing. I mean, well, to me, I mean, you should remember, I started dreaming about cruising the oceans before computers even existed. You know, before radar was the thing on yachts, and you know, basically you had a VHF radio, and that was it. Now you can access the internet while you're at sea. So it's kind of like I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. It means, of course, that it's safer and easier. It makes cruising safer and more accessible to people who haven't a clue. You know, on the other hand, uh, I can't help but thinking that people will be tempted to, you know, go places they shouldn't go without thinking that when you're 1,000 miles out at sea, maybe you have instant communication, but you don't have instant help.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call,
but if you're a couple miles out,
who's going to come, you know, and how long is it going to take them? So I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Like I said, it makes it easier, more accessible to more people to go cruising.
For them, they work their business model.
Oh, Chad and Carolyn, yeah. That's, okay, they're doing a business thing. They're doing live streaming all over the place.
All over the world.
All over the world. It was their business before they started that. They're doing a thing, so they need that for them. But for if you have you know that internet access, it's like a safety. It's like a false safety net to me. I mean, like I said, it tempts you to do things you might not otherwise do.
But here in Petersburg, I don't know. I have no idea what it would take to get Starlink here if it's just getting a box. Is that?
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody has a Tesla account. I mean, Laura was parked right behind that Tesla earlier this week, just yesterday or the day before. Yeah, went up to the radio station to volunteer and parked behind that Tesla, which is plugged in. There's an extension cord coming out of the house, plugged into that Tesla. Yeah, she wasn't 2 feet behind that Tesla automobile when she walked into the radio station for her 8-hour shift and forgot to turn the headlights off.
I thought I had. I took care of it. Anyway, all right. I think we're gonna book for the day. It's not that great.
I'll get the sound fixed. I promise. I promise I will get it fixed.
We're gonna upgrade our stuff here and get this area set up a little bit better, and hopefully continue on our weekly streams. I'm having fun. You having fun?
Yeah. Oh, Oktoberfest is coming up. We forgot to mention Oktoberfest coming up.
Oh,
Oktoberfest in Petersburg is a little different. We found out the first year we were here. There's no beer.
No beer.
No beer.
And also the Petersburg Community Association calendar is out and available. $15. I'll mail one if you want one. Give me a call, hook you up. Anyway, just all of that's here in Petersburg, different pictures over the years. Good fun. All the funds go to support the local
humane association.
So anyway, calendars out. Good fun. So that's all I've got.
Are we there? Are we there yet? I think we're there.
All right.
Okay, push the button.
No, you say bye?
I say bye. No, I push the button first. I'm going to push the button first, and then I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
I didn't click in?
No.
You know what that means, don't you? That means I get another one.